99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You already know what time it is. And right here on this Saturday night, we have the phenomenal. We got Calgary, Alberta zone. We got Chiliø right here live on the radio station. And, of course, YouTube. Guys, how are you doing tonight all the way out there on the west coast of Alberta?
What's good? We're burning up. The house doesn't have AC, so I'm melting in here.
I really wish I was burning up, man. It has been rainy. It feels like London, England down here in Ottawa, Ontario, man. It's been raining for the past week and a half, and I'm sick of this shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm sick of it, man. And I looked at the weather for last week, and it's going to be next week is all rain too. So I mean, So
we
definitely
there at a good time.
But yeah, speaking of getting out of there, you guys actually just came off tour, and I do know you guys are just winding down. You're kind of getting back to regular life. How was tour? How was your guys' travels across Canada?
Oh man, it was insane. It was a roller coaster. This was our first time going across Canada, so it was a big test for us. It was scary, not gonna lie. We weren't too sure if financially and emotionally we weren't gonna break down. But we got through it, and honestly, it was insane how good it was. We had people out in Nova Scotia, places we've never been before, people singing along to our music. There are now 3 people with Chiliø tattoos.
Yeah.
They just got tattoos after seeing us. It's fucking insane. And a lot of people, they've met us on TikTok, and, they're just online comments when we see them online, but seeing them in real life is god damn, we're really making real connections, and that's what this shit's about. And it's just so surreal.
That's what makes it feel real, is definitely the fan interactions when you actually get to see the people and hear about how they found the band and all that.
Yeah, the support is insane with the gifts. They made us bracelets every single time. It's awesome to have a little bit of them with us every night.
Yeah, also we asked for everyone that came talk to us at the merch table to sign our tablecloth, and at the end, tablecloth, you can find it anywhere to sign. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it feels weird for people to ask for our autograph, and I just feel a bit of an imposter syndrome. No, man, I need your autograph, because you were making our dreams, you were helping our dreams come true, man. So sign our table, man. It is our honor. It's the coolest thing, man. It feels like we're really making a community out there.
And then they're asking for your autograph because they see how fast you guys are blowing up, man. The things that you guys are doing, and I do know I'm an adult. I know we're going to get into that story later on in the interview, but I was going to bring that up with that song alone. How you guys emulated, Simple Plan and did your thing. These fans see what you guys are going to become, and that is why they're asking for the autograph, man. They're trying to get that pre-famous autograph, but you guys are already on the fast track to getting famous. But I give it a year, not even. You guys are going to be all over the place. No, those fans see it, man.
Well, really, really, really appreciate the good vibes, bro. Honestly.
And also, I have to ask, going back way before tour to the very beginning of Chiliø, man. What is the story behind this band? How did you guys actually meet and come together to form this phenomenal band? Because, like I mentioned, you guys are absolutely blowing up the punk rock scene currently today.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I guess I'll start it off here because I kind of started Chiliø. It started as a side project. I was in a metalcore band in high school. And I started this as a side project because pop punk and punk rock, that was my real roots. But I couldn't find anybody into that type of music in my small Albertan town. I moved to Calgary for more opportunity. And the people I was in a band with at that time, they kind of moved on. And then these weirdos showed up. I met James on a website called Bandmix. We were both new to the city. So we linked up through there. I thought he was a different guy showing up for the audition. I was expecting this girl to come over, and then James shows up in PJs and mismatched socks and unkept beard, and I was like, oh god, I don't even know if I want to let this guy in my house. And completely blew me away with his playing, and since then he's been a ride or die. Ricardo was next after that. Our band was a 3-piece at the time. I was playing guitar and singing, James on bass, and our drummer. And we played with Ricardo, who was in a metalcore band. We were kind of playing alt music. I just remember I loved his style. I loved his playing, and I loved his fashion sense. I don't know, something about him just like jumped out at me. And then we got word that he was looking to, leave that band, and he ended up joining us, which was really nice. John from Mexico, he also answered an online ad. I remember when he came to my house to jam with us. It went really well. He immediately started talking with Ricardo in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's wicked, like the chemistry already. And then I was throwing a house party that night, and I didn't really know him very well. I'm kind of introverted. I kind of want to know people before I like let them into my life. And so I didn't plan on inviting him. But my girlfriend was like, "Oh, John, you should come to the house party tonight." So he showed up, and next thing I know, this guy's teaching everyone how to do tequila shots properly, and he's just the life of the party, and just good times, man. And then there's our drummer Blaine. We found him through TikTok, and he literally auditioned on a TikTok live. He was live streaming in front of his audience, playing our songs, auditioning for the band at the same time. It's the most like 2020 shit in the world. And
Absolutely.
On this tour, people have come up to me and they've asked, like, do you have advice on finding bandmates? And I just tell them, hey man, like, put yourself out there, go to as many shows as you can, and share your journey and the progression. And eventually people will see that you're working at it. And eventually you'll just find the right weirdos to play in your band.
And going back to when you thought James was a girl, and James, I'm sorry first and foremost putting you on the spot, but I'm thoroughly intrigued on how you thought James was going to be a girl showing up. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about that. Did he have like a spoof profile he messaged you on, or was it like, why did you think he was a girl coming into it?
My boy was catfishing for sure.
Sexy boy.
The only way I could have gotten the job.
Yeah, on Bandmix, there was a bunch of musicians I was talking to. One of them was a girl, and I think I just mixed up the dates and times that they were showing up. So, yeah, that's why I was so shocked when James opened up the door. Just not looking at the names properly. Everyone's got these crazy Gmail, Outlook emails that they've kept through high school with numbers and whatnot, and it was a good surprise, that's for sure.
I hope it was a good one.
Well, I definitely want to say I can't speak for CJ, but it definitely was a surprise because I mean I don't think he was expecting a girl to show up with a big beard.
No, that probably was pretty surprising, but I think I made up for it in everything I've done since then, hopefully.
But June 15th, 2022, you guys actually released a phenomenal 10-track album titled Unorthodox. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story and inspiration behind this amazing album a few years ago.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you calling it amazing. It's sometimes we like to poop on our own work. Sometimes I think we were just a baby band at that point. It was our first record. We got really lucky making that record. The inspiration behind Unorthodox was that I love punk rock. I don't see why it has to be in a box sometimes. I feel like there's other directions it could evolve to. And just being kind of a outcast weirdo myself, I just thought the name Unorthodox really fit that and our style. That whole album, I can't believe that album even happened because I answered a Kijiji ad, and it was from a friend looking to record a band in their studio. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And it was just for a school assignment, so low budget recordings and whatnot. And then she actually applied for a grant, and she entered a contest to win that grant. And she ended up winning, and she had like 50 grand to make this documentary. That was what the music was for. Sorry. And, so suddenly we had like a budget to record an album, and we found like this producer we really wanted to work with who was way above our skill level, but we just thought we would learn so much by working with a producer like that. And that's how that album came together. If it weren't for that album, I don't know if we would even be having this conversation. If it weren't for that Kijiji ad, I don't know if we'd be here.
Honestly, I got to say, God bless Kijiji, man. They not only brought a lot of people together, but got a lot. Honestly, I've sold a lot of junk to other people, man. I mean, I'm telling you, the amount of stuff that I've found on Kijiji is absolutely amazing. I found some weirdos on there too, especially when you post stuff. But I've definitely found some treasures on Kijiji.
Thanks.
But when it comes to Unorthodox, man, the one song I got to say that I enjoy is Fight or Flight, man. It's definitely that or With the Wolves are my two favorite tracks.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Fight or Flight's a ripper. I remember being on the highway and somebody was in an oncoming lane and they turned into me and I almost hit them. And, like my fight or flight kicked in and I swerved out of the way. Otherwise, I would have smoked that guy. It would have been a head-on collision. I wouldn't be here right now. And that was kind of the inspiration for Fight or Flight. It was like, yo, life's short, and fucking all my problems at that point in time, like, just flew away thinking, like, I almost just died in a car accident. And then with the Wolves, again, the inspiration for that song, being an introverted dude, I just want to escape that. Sometimes I want to be like Johnny, the life of the party, man. And so that's what that song's about. It's about escaping like your own mental fortitude,
But I will admit, for the sake of the party, I don't know if at any party you can actually withstand two lives of the party, man. Because when you're a life of the party, one, not only is that a big responsibility, but just imagine having two types of those people, man. I'm telling you, the house will catch fire, party will go insane. You know what I mean? Having two lives of the party, just imagine that, man.
Dude, this dude flies when he's playing live. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. He starts jumping all around. He's just shy to admit it, dude. Like, that's the only thing.
I can't speak for CJ, but I'll tell you this. I'm a little bit introverted as well. This is actually, I have social anxiety, but when I'm in front of my computer doing interviews with amazing bands like you, I come out of my shell. Aside from that, I go to work, I come home, and I stay home. I don't like going outside. I hate people. I don't like people. This is my social life. So I can't speak for CJ when I say this, but I think this being on that stage, it's kind of like how I do these interviews. Another side of you comes out, CJ, like the punk rocker, comes out. And then that's how CJ can do that. I can't speak for him, but as a fellow introvert, I can kind of relate. You have to have that side where you kind of have to find that element to jump out and kind of be like, hey, here I am.
Yeah. You have to have kind of your stage persona to draw upon to give the audience the best performance that you can in that moment.
Dude, 100%, man. You're a wrestling fan, right?
I love wrestling. That's what I do pretty much, like, whenever I'm home is watch wrestling.
Hey, man, there's so many parallels to wrestling that I don't think, and wrestling and punk rock that a lot of people don't realize. And part of that is, stepping into a bit of an alter ego before you hit the stage or before you hit the camera, right? Like, just we all have different masks at different points of our day. And before you go on stage, we all kind of become someone else,
I agree. DJ Immortal loves people. Brandon Brown, welcome. But August 7th, 2024, you guys actually released your most recent album called Quarter Life Crisis, and I have to say is an absolutely amazing album. And I'm not just saying this. I have you guys in my playlist. I've been listening to these albums and consuming it. I absolutely love what you guys are doing. But Quarter Life Crisis, I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this project. And of course, I do notice on your website you had a nice picture of some CD copies. Are they still available? And if so, how can the fans actually snag themselves some hard copy compact discs today?
Thanks, man. Really appreciate the kind words. Quarter Life Crisis stems from what I said earlier about how punk rock seems to be in a box sometimes, at least like pop punk as well. I feel like a lot of people think pop punk needs to be songs about being a teenager and teenager problems. And I feel like Quarter Life Crisis kind of says, hey, man, like, I still love this type of music, but also I got real life shit to worry about now. And I feel like I'm an Adult was a great funnel towards that as well. As for CDs, we're going to set up CDs on our website. We haven't set it up yet. Right now, the only place to get CDs is from coming out to a show. But yeah, we'll definitely work on that. That's for sure. Yeah, quarter life crisis, man. Everyone talks about the midlife crisis, but being a teenager and being an adult and that weird area in between is just as intense and just as important and monumental to finding who you are in life and your happiness and fulfillment. And there's just so many roads to go down, and there's so many outside pressures telling you to go this way or that way, or go to school here, or don't do this. It's a lot, man. And there's a lot to take in, and that's what was the inspiration for Quarter Life Crisis.
And October 16th, 2024, in my opinion, you guys released the song of the year with this one, a single titled I'm an Adult that is a recreation of Simple Plan's song, I'm Just a Kid. What inspired you to create such an iconic song? Because this song, the way you guys filmed the video, it honestly, man, chef's kiss. It's perfect. So I'm being serious. The video was absolutely amazing. The way you guys did it, just going outside, like, you know, metro stations playing, and then I think one of them was outside of a Dollarama as well. Like, I mean, it's perfect, man. You really emulated the fact that being an adult sucks.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like, everybody in this band, we're always like freestyling parodies. It's probably like a stimming thing. Like, usually the songs are about like dicks and ass, and we're just changing the lyrics. But one night I was just cleaning the toilet, and I was just like, I'm cleaning the toilet tonight, 'cause I'm an adult tonight. And you know, I just thought it was a fun idea. So I made the TikTok chorus of it, and just for fun, and it blew up. And then, so we made the full version of it, and then that blew up even more. And then Simple Plan shared it and commented, and every day, like, hundreds of people are leaving comments and checking out the band through that song. And it's just crazy to see how many people are also in the same boat, but we just don't want to admit it because everyone's trying to be in a more adultier adult. You know, we're trying to convince everyone that we got our shit figured out when really no one has their shit figured out, and it's okay to admit that.
And honestly,
Quick side note.
Yeah, looking
Go
all
first, Sean.
those. Yeah. Honestly, like looking at all the people singing along when we play that live, and the dynamics we have during the show, it's insane. It's amazing. It's like the support, the love of the song is awesome. We never expect that thing.
Yeah, and what's funny too is that one almost didn't even get recorded when we were in the studio for Quarter Life. I think it was like the last day or so that we had left in the studio, and we were like, are we going to record it? Are we not going to record it? And yeah, I think it was definitely the right call that we wound up doing.
Actually, we didn't record. We didn't have time, and then we had to come back another day. It was like, oh man,
that's right. Yeah,
record that one, and then we're like, oh, we need to record that one, bro. Let's do it. And then we called, hey, can we schedule just another day to do that one?
And it's full circle because the first CD I ever bought when I was 8 years old with some money from picking dandelions in my dad's yard for some money was Simple Plan live at Hard Rock Cafe. So full circle moment.
And when you said Pierre and the rest of Simple Plan actually commented on your guys' song, what was their comment? Like, what did they actually say about it?
They commented on a few of them. I think one of them was like, yes, like, life is still a nightmare. And they brought it up on they were doing a Much Music interview actually once on TV, and they brought up the fact that, you know, somebody made a full parody of it, and they just lost their mind. They're just stoked that the song has what a lot of people would call a song that's just meant for like one era has continued on and has transcended that and is now like just such a deep part of like pop culture history. And to see it like branch on to the next generation of people is just dope.
And you know what? I will say this, and I don't like predicting the future, but I really think this is going to happen one day for you guys. I can see Simple Plan Canadian tour featuring Chiliø and they perform that song with you. I could really see that happening one day, man. Because they already know who you are, and Simple Plan is so active touring. I think they got like 3 or 4 tours going on right now. They got one with Avril. They got one with Bowling for Soup. I mean, these guys are never home. I don't know how they do it, but they definitely run on jet fuel, man.
It will be an honor.
Hey, got the pun.
But also as well, aside from I'm an Adult, because I do know this song was extremely successful and is still very successful at that. Is there any new music coming from you guys this year in 2025?
Is there new music coming in 2025? I'd like to think so. We'll see. We have a few
There's
shows
a lot in the
coming
pipeline.
up. That's for sure. I literally quit my job to fucking prematurely to just keep writing and keep making some new shit. So when it's ready, it'll be out for sure.
And also, July 5th and 6th, you guys will be taking the stage as you will be opening up for Mest in Edmonton and Calgary, Alberta, presented by Wham Productions. What can your fans expect from your performances? And of course, where can we snag ourselves some tickets today?
Well, we're gonna go crazy, man, like we always do, and we're really excited about this show. We got the opportunity, and man, every single show for us is just another day to have a party, a big party, and be full of good vibes. So that's what we're gonna put on that show.
I think if whatever people have expectations of, they are going to get snapped like Thanos. They're getting future endeavored because we're not just like 5 guys playing, send some vibes up. We have a lot of crowd moments in our show, a lot of crowd engagements. It's about everybody in the room, not just us when we're up on that stage. We check all the boxes. It's going to be tight. It's going to be loud. It's going to be emotional and catchy. But we have a lot of little surprises in our set that people aren't going to see coming, and they're going to be like, "Wow, that's not what I expected out of this like local opening band."
So fans, if you're going to be in Edmonton and Calgary, make sure you get in your Cadillac. And if you want to try and guess what surprises are actually on their set list, you best get to the drawing board. And I know what I just said is totally corny and totally like just cringy, but I had to at least throw some Mest references out there.
Embrace the cringe, man.
You have to, man, because once I said it, I'm like, you know what? There's no turning back now. Just throw it out there and hope for the best.
Yo, Mest got some bangers, man. I'm honored that we get the privilege to share the stage with them. I'm hoping I can get a little interview with those guys. They've had such a crazy story. It's gonna be an awesome night. And if you want tickets are online. Just Google Mest and your city, and they should be pretty simple to find.
And I will say this, man. And I'm not trying to speak for Tony, but I interviewed Tony twice. I'm just saying, if you want to interview him, just reach out on Instagram. That's what I did, and he said yes. So, like I said, I'm not speaking for Tony, but just slide into his DM. You never know what will happen, man.
Will do.
'Cause that's what I always say, man. Slide into the person's DM. You never know what they're gonna say. I've been told to F off a couple times. I've been ignored, and I've heard many yeses and many no's. So you never know, right?
100%.
But aside from the concert, what is next for Chiliø? Like, is there what's next for Chiliø? Like, what is next for Chiliø? I had a brain fart. I am so sorry.
No worries.
Jesus.
I have those.
That's 7 years. That's 7 years of experience that I talk about is completely out the window. Is there anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the radio station airwaves.
We got a few festivals coming up. A couple that we can announce, but a couple with some big names in the West Coast. Really stoked on those. A couple odd shows here and there. But our main goal is just to finish this next record. So we're playing with Mest. We're playing Alt Waves Fest. Those are the ones that are announced. We're about to announce a couple more in the next week or two. So keep an eye out. We're on all the socials, so follow us there, and you won't miss a thing. And anybody else have anything to ask?
We are also going to record with Musora. a huge music channel, YouTube. Bunch of bands that play with them, big artists, upcoming artists, and they gave us the opportunity. And we are really excited. We don't know what to expect. We just know that we're gonna be there and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
with Musora, they have a cover and they don't tell us what the cover is going to be until we're in the studio, and they're going to say, "Hey, here's this song, cover it, make it your own." So we have no idea what it's going to be. Honestly, I'm not a big country music fan. I hope to God it's not country. Should be an interesting time.
It's a lot of exciting stuff coming for Chiliø, though, 100%.
And before we actually part ways tonight, obviously I know how to follow you guys, but for the people that might not have heard I'm an Adult and might not know how to follow you guys, how do we go about following Chiliø across the board? That way we can stay updated on the mesh shows and the up-and-coming collaborations you guys currently got going on.
Well, if you look up Chiliø Band on Instagram, that's kind of our home base social media. There you're getting the highlights of our shows. There's the first place where you'll find out about new shows. From there, there's a Linktree. You can click on there. We have a Discord. We do streams. We do gaming sessions. It's just good times, chill times. As well as the TikTok is more unhinged stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at Chiliø Band, just about wherever you
Chiliø
can
Band.
think of.
Yep.
And I got to say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for giving not only myself, but the radio station areas a bit of your time. It was such an honor speaking with you, CJ, John, James, Rick. It was such an honor to speak with you four, and hopefully down the line, we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Dude,
Absolutely.
thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
The privilege and honor is ours, man. Thank you for
Yes,
spending your
sir.
time with these four goobers. Appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? I just appreciate you guys' time because, like I said, in a couple of years, you guys are going to be absolutely blowing up, and I'm going to have to go through 4 or 5 publicists just to get at you boys to get on my radio station. I know it. I know it's coming. So, with that being said, thank. Hey, man.
Hey,
Either way, even if I have to, you guys deserve it, man, because you guys put in a lot of work. So if I have to go through five publicists, that's cool, man, because at the end of the day, that's what happens when you guys get big and you start making that Blink-182 money. But it's coming, dude.
hey, we promise we're gonna be back, man. No, like honestly, thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, you're most certainly welcome, guys. Have yourselves a phenomenal night, and we definitely shall talk again here soon.
Rock and roll.
Sounds
All right,
great.
talk later.
Thanks, CJ.